So look, it's been a couple of weeks. The dust has settled a little bit. How are you feeling now about the death of DeLuca?
Yeah, I've definitely had more time than the fans to think about it, as I knew much before the fans. So the dust has settled for quite some time for me, but certainly since the episode, no, I'm feeling great. It's been amazing these past couple of weeks to just, feel the outpouring of love from all the fans, just saying, we're so sad, we're so gutted, we're so blindsided, but, we love you and thank you for your character that, meant so much to us and to the show. And for people struggling with bipolar, there was a big beacon of light with DeLuca and a lot of representation there that we were all very proud to, tell that story. And so a lot of people who are suffering from different mental illnesses and certainly specifically bipolar were sending me a lot of message, which meant the world to me. And I didn't have time to respond to every single person. So if you're listening, I read them and I saw them, and thank you so much. It means the world to know that you were impacted by DeLuca.
That must feel so special for you. I mean, obviously you're an actor, this is your job, but to know that you have impacted so many people in such a positive way, especially, over the past couple of years, it's been challenging for people. And that just must be icing on the cake for you.
It is, and there's so many opportunities, for different each character has their own angle, you know what I mean? I remember Camilla Luddington a few years ago did an episode about like an ex-boyfriend of hers from the past, and we named the episode after a abuse hotline that women could call if they were in that situation, that they had an abusive partner. And so she similarly had a lot of people reaching out to her saying, thank you, like you helped me leave an abusive relationship, and all these sort of very impactful things that can come from the show over the years, not just the obvious medicine of us, doing, cutting edge medicine, but also these sort of more personal stories that we tackle. And it's really gratifying for us as actors and writers and storytellers to sort of see that, oh, it wasn't just, some art we created, that it did have some impact in the world, and we're all doing this for the right reason. So yes, it's an amazing feeling for sure.
Oh man, I can't imagine. Ellen Pompeo posted this beautiful tribute to you. Your character on social media has over 2 million likes. What has her friendship meant to you over the years?
She's the number one of our show, and the number one on any show sets the tone. And I think since day one, she's just been such a great leader, always just a professional. I think, after this much time on a show, I can understand how it would be difficult for someone to sort of come in every day with the same amount of care and gusto and energy after all those years. And she does. She cares so much about the show. She fights for all the greatest choices, and to me has been an invaluable friend and resource and mentor over the years. As an actor, as a businessman, she's a businesswoman. She's taught me a lot about the industry and how it works. And I think when I came on, I was a new Italian guy, and she's got Italian roots. And so we had sort of fun sharing our experiences of sort of being Italian and having Italian heritage. And we've always just been great friends. And then in the past couple of years, when the writers decided to make us love interests, then we started getting closer and spending more time together. And so, in the past couple of years, we've gotten a lot more closer. So it was sad, the beach was my last scene with Ellen, and it was in a way like nice because we got to spend this day together on this beach. Just kind of closing the circle. Of course, like we're not going anywhere. We're still friends. We can see each other, but we're not going to be sharing the screen anytime soon. And that's sad. You know what I mean? That's certainly something that we're both, sad about and we're reminiscing about.
Now, is there a Grey's Anatomy group chat? Is there a way that you can still keep in contact with everybody, or are you taking a break?
I don't have a group chat, but we do like text each other, privately, for sure. So yeah, no, everyone has been very, very kind with my exit, but it was a special treat that I got to direct on the show, because with COVID, already before COVID, if your character didn't interact with certain people, it's likely you wouldn't see almost half of the cast in an entire year. There would be no reason for you to see them. Once a week we did read through, so that was kind of a thing that we'd see, but now everything's virtual. And with COVID, it's like you could go a whole season without seeing most of the people that are on the show. So being a director, you have to work with everyone. You have to work with everyone individually. So I got this amazing opportunity to say goodbye to everyone, spend time with all of my cast members as I had to direct them all in all of their scenes. and the department heads, my crew. It was just an amazing way to spend some real time with all these people that I've been with for the past 7 seasons and say goodbye and just let them know how much I appreciate them.
Oh, I love that so much. So have you always wanted to direct an episode? Was this a plan for you, or did it just happen?
Definitely, yeah. I went into Debbie Allen, our executive producer's office, about 3 years ago, just saying, look, I've always been wanting to direct. I've directed short films and music videos and things like that. I've always sort of had an interest and a curiosity to be behind the camera. And on our show, so many actors direct. So we have Chandra Wilson who directs. We have Kevin McKidd who directs. We have Jesse Williams has started directing in the past couple of years. So there was a high presence of actors on the show who were directing. And so I wanted to throw my hat in the ring, and I think I had something original to offer. And I'm really proud of the episode that we made, which we'll see next week, or tonight, or whatever.
I know, it's
good. So yeah, no, it was, it's been a great experience for sure.
Okay. So what can you tease us about the episode?
The episode that I directed?
Yeah.
It's honestly, I was so happy when I got it because it was just so true to heart, a Grey's Anatomy episode. We've had a lot of like the stuff on the beach. We've had, flashbacks, and we've had a lot of different storytelling devices that we've been using in this season and the last. And my episode is just a true Grey's Anatomy episode. We got our medical scenes, we got love and romance between our main characters and drama between our main characters, a healthy balance of inside the hospital, outside the hospital, and all the feels. Got some great surgeries. So no, it's a really, really great episode, and I'm really proud of it. We got some great guest star actors who did an amazing job. It was nice to be a part of the casting process, and as an actor to be on the other side was very fun and interesting. As I'm usually the one auditioning, not the one seeing auditions.
Right.
Yeah, it was fun.
That's cool. So what's more challenging, directing scenes in the hospital or outside of the hospital?
The ones inside the hospital can just be very technical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When we have surgeries, you sort of kind of got to step away because, you have doctors and nurses who have created and spent so many hours, creating this medicine, meticulously deciding how everything is supposed to look and that. So those scenes can just take a lot of time because the medicine has to be perfect. This needle or this tool has to look like this, and they has to be held like that. So it can get quite technical. So I think, prefer scenes outside of the hospital. I think also for the fans, even though this show has a medical backdrop, I think the characters are what keeps people coming back. After 17 seasons, we're interested in these people. We're interested in their personal lives, not just as them as doctors. So often the scenes outside of the hospital, in their regular clothes, in their homes, in their kitchens, in their beds, that's the stuff that we as fans, I think, live for. So I do love those scenes where we get to see them not as doctors, but as humans. Yeah. So I think it's what makes them relatable and what makes us connect to them.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Was it an easy transition going from obviously working with this cast to then telling them what to do?
It was a little intimidating at first, to be honest. I didn't know how, all of my cast members would react, but everybody was so gracious and kind and supportive and generous. I was telling them to go up and down and left and right, and they always said yes. They always said right away. They were just so game to play, and I was very, very happy with all my cast members. They were so great in this episode.
Oh, that's good to hear. Okay, so now that you have directed an episode of one of the biggest shows on television, that's on your resume. That looks good. Do you want to continue directing?
Definitely. Yeah. I think, as an actor, this profession is something I kind of fell into as a kid. Not that I was sort of your traditional child actor, but I did have my first job at 10 years old in a film, and I sort of kept doing it from there. And I went to like an arts high school, and I went to theater school and was classically trained. And then I went to film school after that. And then I started working in Hollywood. And so I have been working at this for a long time, but I always just kind of kept pursuing it because I was enjoying it. Not because I sort of had some day where I had this epiphany that this is, exactly what I was put on this planet to be. I've had a lot of different interests. I think I'm multifaceted, hyphenated, I guess they're saying now. And I've always had a passion for directing, and I'm a huge film nerd. I love films. I mean, I watch like at least one movie a day. Like, so I think that was sort of my interest. And then seeing other actors on the show doing it gave me a lot of inspiration that I could tackle that. So luckily, you know, Debbie Allen, who's just an amazing woman, amazing friend and mentor to me, helped me carve out a path in these 3 years to train. I shadowed a ton of directors. I spent a ton of time with other directors, both on Grey's and other shows, and just, you know, taking my time watching directors, spending time with them, interviewing them. And then, you know, I felt like I was ready, and so did Debbie Allen. So she offered me an episode this season, and I hope everybody enjoys it.